What up, y'all? So Brittney Griner was ordered by a judge today to stay in a Russian jail for another month. What does this mean for the WNBA superstar? She is clearly in trouble, and US officials feel that she's being held unlawfully. Also, Pastor Jamal Bryant shaded the hell out of Kevin Samuels. Wow, was this necessary? And reportedly, Wendy wants to have a sit down with Sherri and discuss, I guess, the issues that they've been going through over the past couple of days. So let's talk about it.
All right, begin.
Alright, y'all, so this is some straight up nonsense, so let's just call it what it is. Brittney Griner is being held hostage in Russia. It's no other way to put it, right? She's being used as a political pawn. So it says here, Brittney Griner hid her face and hunched over after a judge denied her request for house arrest and ordered her to remain behind bars in a Russian jail for another month. The shackled WNBA star was spotted wearing an orange Air Jordan sweatshirt during her hearing on Friday and left the courtroom with a hood up over her head. After the hearing, Griner's lawyer, Alexander, and I'm not about to try that last name, told the Associated Press he believes the relatively short extension of the detention indicated the case will come to trial soon. The Phoenix Mercury All-Star has been jailed in Russia since February on alleged drug smuggling charges and imprisonment the Biden administration has determined to be unlawful. Griner, who was visiting Russia to compete for a UMMC Ekaterinburg during the WNBA's offseason, was detained at the Moscow airport after a scan allegedly revealed that she had cartridges containing liquid with hashish oil in her luggage. As a result, a criminal case was opened and she was arrested. Legal expert Aaron Solomon told the US Sun he believes the accusations against the two-time Olympian are fabricated. She's a hostage, a political detainee, whatever you want to call it, said Solomon, who is Esquire's digital chief legal analyst, even if the US won't officially acknowledge it. Russia knew they were going into Ukraine and they needed political prisoners. They looked around for the highest profile athlete, and that was Griner, and they grabbed her at the airport. Now, what's interesting about this dynamic is the fact that when Brittney Griner was detained in Russia, almost immediately, a guy by the name of Trevor Reed, who had been detained in Russia since 2019, was basically released. Now, the reason why Trevor Reed was detained in Russia, it says, according to Russian officials, on the night of August 16, 2019, Reed was arrested after he got drunk and allegedly grabbed the arm of an officer, and he was being taken to a station, causing the vehicle to swerve and endangering the lives of the officers. At the time, the U.S. ambassador dismissed the allegation as preposterous and noted that video evidence showed no swerving. In July of 2020, Reed was sentenced to 9 years in prison. All right, so that is why Trevor Reed was detained in Russia. Now, I want you guys to check out, because the reason why he was released, or how he was released rather, was some type of prisoner swap that they did between, the US and Russia, because there was an individual that was detained in the US, and I guess Russia definitely want to do the deal to get that person back to Russia, so they swapped Trevor Reed. So check this out and I'll be right back.
New video of what it says is Trevor Reed as he arrived at a Moscow airport for his later departure from the country. He's being escorted, you can see there, to a plane by uniformed soldiers. Unclear when this footage was shot. You could see Trevor Reed there appearing to bear the weight of his 3 years in detention in Russia on his shoulders. Reed, as we reported earlier, has been exchanged for Russian national Konstantin Yaroshenko, who had been imprisoned in the U.S. for more than a decade. This in a prisoner swap. It's our information, and we just spoke with the State Department spokesman. Trevor Reed is now in the air on his way home. He has spoken to the president and spoken to his family.
All right, so here's the thing. Brittney Griner and this guy by the name of Paul Whelan are still detained in Russia. Now, Paul Whelan is a former U.S. Marine, and he was doing some work in Russia, and Russian law enforcement officials accuse him of being a spy. And so basically, he got sentenced to 16 years back in 2020. Now, before that, you have the Trevor Reed situation, where Russian law enforcement officials accused him of grabbing the officer's arm, and they sentenced him to 9 years. Do you see the pattern here? It seems like Putin was looking for a political pawn for quite some time, at least over the past 3 or 4 years. Now, the two political pawns that he thought he had in those two Marines, basically, I don't think that Putin was satisfied with that. I don't think that he felt that those two would give him the leverage that he actually needs to potentially keep the US at bay, to adhere to his demands and things of that nature. So listen, Brittney Griner, in my estimation, it seems like she was set up. Now, the one thing that I wonder about all of this, I wonder if there were discussions between the US and Russian officials about swapping Brittney Griner out for the Russian that was detained over here. I wonder if that was even a conversation, because I feel out of all 3 of the US detainees that Brittney is being held for the most pettiest crime. So y'all, straight up and down, I'm terrified for Brittney. I'm terrified for this young lady's life. I really am. I am praying hard that she makes it home safe and sound. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and switch to the next topic. And I want to talk about Wendy Williams actually wanting to sit down with Sherri Shepherd. And so it says here, Wendy Williams is asking for a meeting with replacement Sherri Shepherd, who's bracing for an avalanche of negativity before her show debuts in September. In a statement given to The Sun, Wendy said, "I have tons of support around me and I am working on projects. I would love the chance to actually speak with Sherri and sit down and meet." Wendy's response came as a source close to Sherri told The Sun Sherri is ready for Wendy to flip out once her show airs in September. There have been emergency meetings for Sherri's public relations approach, and there was an emergency meeting with Sherri's personal representatives and the production team. After Wendy appeared to toss shade at Sherri's upcoming show, telling Fat Joe she won't be watching her because I know what she's going to be doing and that's really not my thing. The new host reps have been readying. Sherri and her team are expecting an avalanche of negativity from Wendy once her new show starts. However, Wendy's rep Sean Zanotti explained to The Sun, "I personally feel that it is difficult to wish a person well, which Sherri did, while attempting to help shame them at the same time, especially since Wendy was the one who created multiple platforms that gave Sherri several opportunities. Wendy is an icon and should be respected as such." Wendy's attorney, LaShawn Thomas, added, "Wendy requesting to have a sit down with Sherri to have a meeting of the minds is the perfect solution, as she has no ill will or intent. Wendy is preparing to get her show back in motion." Alright, so I said in my last video, I thought it was in poor taste that Sherri Shepherd actually said that Wendy wasn't well in response to Wendy saying that she wasn't going to be watching her show. I thought that was lame. I thought it was classless, and I thought it was unnecessary, because at the end of the day, all Wendy said was, "I don't want to watch her show," right? And so you proceeded to health shame her? Like, come on, man, you got to be better than that. Now, don't get me wrong, Sherri had every right to respond, right? If she felt some type of way about it, which she obviously did, respond, but leave Wendy's health complications out of it, right? That's where she crossed the line. Now, do I think these two ladies should sit down and just have some healthy dialogue about, whatever is going on between the two of them? Absolutely, right? Try to hash out their issues, right? And to be honest, I think it's very mature on the part of Wendy to even want to sit down with Sherri after Sherri said that she wasn't well, After being health shamed by Sherri, she wants to sit down and have a conversation. So by all means, y'all knock yourselves out, have a great conversation, come to some resolution, right? Hug, and go about your business. It is what it is, right? Now, another thing that I briefly want to talk about is the fact that the Wendy Williams show, they're trying to work out a way to bring Wendy back for the show finale, which would be June 17th. And so some of the staffers are torn. You have staffers that want to celebrate Wendy and want Wendy to be sent out the right way. And then you have other staffers that don't care to see Wendy because they felt that they were on pins and needles for, the past 2 to 3 years, didn't know if they were going to have a job, didn't know, how their families were going to survive and things of that nature. So another issue is that some of the staff feel that Wendy will decline their offer, that she won't show up and want to do another show or the last show, you know what I'm saying, so that they can honor her properly. So I don't know. Drop down in the comments and let me know. Do you think that Wendy should show up for the show's finale? Would that be a proper way to send Wendy out? Given all the chirping and snitching that was going down when Wendy was out, battling health issues and things of that nature, and the staff talking about her. So I don't know what type of reunion that would be. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm just hoping for the best for both parties. But anyway, guys, I want to transition to the last story and talk about Pastor Jamal Bryant actually throwing shade at Kevin Samuels. Now, when I tell you this is just savage, there's no other way to put it, man. It's just savage, you know? So this is the thing, right? A lot of people are saying Jamal Bryant isn't the one to talk, and he's not. You know, we could have had a different messenger in that regard. I get that. But listen, let me tell you something, man. You know, maybe there is some truth and validity to what Jamal Bryant was saying. And that's not me wishing anything bad on Kevin Samuels. That's not me wishing or happy, you know, of the fact that he passed away. But I'm just saying, you know, Jamal Bryant is keeping it real, right? Kevin Samuels was brutally honest, and Jamal Bryant is being brutally honest with his commentary of how he felt about Kevin Samuels. So check this out and I'll be right back.
Look, how can a man say that you are of low value after 35? How can a man say that you do not have the level of traction of a high-powered man when that man has got to get a GoFundMe for his funeral? Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. You got to be in that place where you operate in the authority of God.
Stop and listen to me.
Man, I'm telling you, y'all, every bit of moral compass has went out the window. You know, all the moral compass that I thought people had back in the days when I was growing up and things of that nature. You didn't speak about people who passed away and things like that. Listen, it's all out the window. It's fair game. People are just, you know, everything has just evolved. It is what it is. There's nothing off limits now. So when you got the pastor in the pulpit dragging you for some stuff that you said when you were alive, man, you got to be more careful. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that I talked about within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.